This is nScreenNoise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at nScreen Media, and today is March 11th, 2021. We know audiences want it, and it appears that Hollywood is finally accepting it. But will short movie release windows and eliminated movie release windows match or beat revenue driven pre-pandemic? Well, let's look at audiences first, and Hollywood Reporter Morning Consult data shows that consumers really do want day and date movies. HBO Max subscribers, for example, 90% of them say that they will be more likely to subscribe to a streaming service that offers movies that are released the same day in the service as in theaters. Now, Warner Media has, of course, said that it will release all of its top movies in 2021 through HBO Max. So that's definitely a benefit that their customers seem to love. But it's popular in general. Apparently, the Morning Consult data shows that 64% of everyone else also would be more likely to subscribe to a service that offered day and date movies. And it certainly seems to be working. Kantar Media says that HBO Max garnered about 20% of all new SVOD subs in Q4. Wonder Woman 1984, of course, was released in Q4 on December 25th. Now, Paramount Plus doesn't offer early release or day and date movies, but the Morning Consult data certainly suggests it should, or if it were to, it would get more subscribers. 29% of people said that they were likely to subscribe to Paramount Plus, but that increased to 35% if they were also given access to Mission Impossible 7 through the service, and 33% if they could watch Top Gun Maverick and A Quiet Place Part 2 as a day and date release. And it certainly does look like Hollywood more broadly is embracing the idea of reduced windows. Viacom CBS has said that it will release some of its top movies in Paramount Plus in a 30 to 45 day window. So that's 30 to 45 days after they release in theaters. Lionsgate Vice Chairman Michael Burns, he likes reduced windows as well. He believes windows will continue to change and have, quote, changed forever in many ways. He said he would even consider a 17-day window for some movies. He went on to say, there are a lot of advantages to having flexibility. We're not going to commit to one release pattern or over another. The movie business is a mixture of art and science, and so we're going to look at each movie individually and go where we can make the most money. Nobody is clear on how moving windows around will affect movie revenues. For example, Warner Media, well, they may have a rough idea of how many new subscribers Wonder Woman pulled in Q4. But Nielsen says, for example, that 15 million people actually streamed the movie while it was on HBO Max. But I tell you, nobody really knows how many of those new subscribers will stick around for any length of time on HBO Max. And taking revenue away from theaters by moving these windows around, well, that could be disastrous for the theatre industry. Theatres were squeezed before COVID-19. Normally on the first weekend, they get a 60-40 split. They get 40% of the ticket revenues. But Disney was squeezing them on that. They'd already reduced that to 65-35. And this was also at a time when ticket sales were down. 2019, movie ticket sales were actually down. So they were struggling to survive before the pandemic. And certainly since the pandemic, well, it's been a disaster. And it is far from clear when people will come back in numbers to theatres. And it's not clear that they will ever come back in the numbers that they came before the pandemic. So, can they survive the reduced or eliminated windows for top movies? Well, I got to tell you, it's going to be tough, and they will be losing this revenue right at the time when they really need it. So, by movie producers messing around with the windows like this, it could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and the theaters can't survive with these new windows taking even more revenue away. So movie providers could be in a situation where day and date releases are their only option because most of the theatres are closed. And it is far from clear that they will make as much money from day and date direct to home as they formerly made through theatres. If you've enjoyed this analysis, why don't you sign up for the nScreen Media newsletter? It's free. Just come to the nScreen Media website, click on the newsletter button and sign up either daily or weekly. And we'll see you again next time.